All right, next on the Shmee Show, we have our very special guest. We just met recently at a drag show, and immediately I was fascinated. Also, I have to add, it was his drag show. Take a look. Straight from the Dominican Republic, Rovin Sena is taking New York City by storm. When he moved here back in 2001, he had no idea the culture shock that was in store. Now, 20 years later, he is lighting up stages all over the city as his drag persona, Egypt. From tumbles to kicks to hosting, you can expect nothing less than high drag when you go to an Egypt show. Simply stated, if Shakira and J-Lo had a child, it would be Egypt. With a famous drag mother and a professional dance background under his belt, stardom is knocking at the door. But who is the person behind the drag? I think it's time we find out. Welcome to the show, my friend Rovin Sena!
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, actually. How are you?
Welcome to the Shmee Show. I'm doing great. I'm so excited. This has been in the works for over a month now. So I'm very excited that now it's finally happening.
I know. I'm so excited.
I want to ask the question right off the bat. In your own words, who is Rovin?
To be honest, I've never actually sat down and, because I'm so busy like doing drag, that I've never actually sat down and actually like found out who I am as a person. It's weird to think of. I never actually sit down and think of myself as a boy, because I'm so used to doing drag that nobody ever really asked who I am. So it's I guess I'm still finding out who I am. I know I'm very shy as a boy, adventurous, like everything under the sun I am, but I don't like to show it because I don't know. It's just like a guard for me. I never show my real self to people. I'm always guarded.
That's why we're doing this today.
I know. I'm like, I maybe I'll have a breakthrough, but it's very hard for me to show myself to people because.
Well, so if someone come up to you at a bar and they said, well, like think about this, like if someone, like if you're not in drag and you're just at the bar and someone came up to you and asked, you know, like who are you? Like how would you quickly just to give them a description of who you are?
I would just say that I'm a performer. I mean, that's all I can say, that I am a performer at heart. And like, it is what gives me my drive to like keep going all the time, because I went to school for psychology, and I thought that I have a bachelor's in psychology, and nobody knows that about me, but because every time I say it, people laugh at me because they think I'm so like I'm dumb, or like they don't think that I'm smart, because I'm always like ditzy and like, but people always judge me and they're like, oh, you're not smart. And I'm like, I think I am, but it's just, I don't like to, you don't know that I am smart. I'm watching everybody and I observe everything. But, I thought that I wanted to do psychology, and it wasn't bringing me happiness to be honest. Like I went for 4 years. I was miserable. I hate school.
Where'd you go?
It's called Mercy College. It's here in the city. It's a private school.
Okay.
But like, I wasted my money. I thought I wanted to do something as a boy. And then I was like, let me try this out. See what happens with this. Every time I would get on stage, even when I was before drag as a boy in heels, it would bring me so much joy. So I just kept doing it. And like, I think this is me now, you know?
Yeah.
I'm still finding out who I am.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of life. We're not supposed to know right off the bat.
Yeah.
So for the people at home who don't know, you have a weekly drag show at Hardware Bar in Hell's Kitchen, and it's your show.
Yeah.
You host it. It is your show. Do you think you're a good host because you can apply what you've learned about the human mind to knowing how to interact with people, and you know exactly what makes people tick, and you're not afraid of that kind of, I don't know, interaction with people, I guess?
I mean, hosting is a new thing for me, because I just started thing not that long ago. I was so scared to like host because I felt like I had to be like oh, I have to be like that person. I have to be like this person. I have to be funny. I have to be, and I'm not like, I don't tell the jokes like Bianca and all those people. And I'm like, I had to take back myself, and I had to say, just be me, because everybody always tells me when I'm myself, people laugh, people have a good time. So I was like, why not just let it go and be me? And this is what has helped me throughout. I don't think although psychology might be able to help me with like understanding people, I don't think it has, to be honest. Yeah, because at heart, I'm always like a person that can feel people's emotions, and like I go with that. I don't think that.
And that was before you even, went to school for that. Like you were very in tune with energy.
I was very in tune, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's always been like, they call me a bruja, like, that in Spanish that means a witch.
Yeah.
So every time like I'm thinking of something, or like I'm like I manifest things, like I don't know, like it every time I think of it, it becomes reality, and it just happens every freaking time. It's weird.
I love it.
I don't know.
I'm very, very spiritual. I don't talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
But when I find people who now I can talk to you about it, I like just like the floodgates open and I get really into it. I manifested this show. Yeah. So props to you for manifesting your life.
Yeah.
I need to ask, what's your heritage? What was your what's your family like, and where did you grow up?
So I'm 100% Dominican. I was born over there.
Okay.
Yeah. I grew up in a little town of like 100 people. Like literally like nobody there. I would farm when I was little. I would like raise chickens, and I lived in a home with like no electricity. There was an outhouse. There was no plumbing, like nothing. That's where I came from, like over there. And like coming to the United States at 9 years old was a culture shock for me, because I was like, what the heck is all this? And like, I was so fortunate enough that I came early with like, my mom was here already, and she brought my whole entire family here. And like, I was so fortunate that I learned English in a year when I was, I was like, I remember the first time that I spoke, it was in 5th grade, and I stood up and it was a project. I will never forget that. And I started speaking English, and everybody was surprised that I was like, oh, you speak English? Yeah. Yeah, but like coming here, I came right after 9/11, so it was 2 months right after 9/11, and I saw. Holy shit. Yeah, I came in November, and it had just happened in September, and it was like so weird for me to come here.
What a time to come! Oh my god,
I didn't know anything. I mean, I was 9, so what was I supposed to know about?
True. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Did you grow up in like a specific borough, or did you move around a lot throughout the city?
Yeah, the Lower East Side.
Okay, so let's talk about Egypt.
Yes.
Was that your original OG drag identity, or was there others before that then became who we now know as Egypt?
No, actually, it was like by mistake. Not by mistake, but like everybody always asks me where it came from. Like I should come up with a fake story.
No, come on. What's the real one?
It's not an interesting one. It's
I closed my eyes. I pointed at a map, and I was like, "Oh, Egypt."
It's so boring. When I was starting like going out to like when I was 21, I started going out like in drag, like as androgynous makeup. Like I would go like eyeliner and a little lipstick and tight outfits and heels. And I would just go to, do you remember I don't know if you've ever been here, but XL is a club called XL here. Or
it sounds familiar.
There used to be these clubs, and I used to go out and like in my pumps, and I would just go dancing by myself. I would dance. Nobody would be around me. I would just enjoy the music. And I started meeting people, and I met Javier Ninja. He's part of the House of Ninja. Okay. And like I started circling around the ballroom scene and everything. And like people said I looked Egyptian, so I just kept that name as a boy. Because they my eyes when I'm like I look exotic, so I don't
Yeah.
really look Dominican. I need to do one of those tests though to see where my
the 23andMe.
yeah. But yeah, like I kept that name and I was like, let me just keep it. And everybody always asks me, do you want a last name? And I'm like, no, I think Egypt is just
It's
final.
perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
And you saw my Egyptian outfit.
I did. Oh my god, those photos are so fucking good.
I'm
Who
wearing
took those?
Thomas Evans.
Okay, is he like a photographer mainly for drag queens? Or?
Well, he usually, for the most part, yeah, he does like all the drag queens. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited to wear it.
So, what'd you say?
I'm excited to wear it this week.
Are you gonna wear it at your show on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Nice. Okay, so how did you then fall into drag? Do you have a drag mother? Did you have just friends who were doing drag and they said, here, put this wig on, wear this, and then you're like,
yeah, funny thing you say that. I was doing Star Search at Barracuda, which I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
Nice. With Teen, so somebody brought me there as a backup dancer for the competition.
Okay.
Yeah, because I trained as a dancer a while ago.
Okay.
And I was like in my shorts and my little makeup and everything. I was their backup dancer, and I said, "Oh, let me come back next week and try this out myself." So I came as as just androgynous Egypt, and I started competing, and I won without being in drag. Cool. I was like, "Oh,
that's cool."
And I kept winning, and the girls that were mad at me because they were all in drag, and I just had a little underwear.
Yeah.
And
like, yes,
I have videos of that. My first time ever performing there. I'll send them.
Oh my god! Yeah, please. That's awesome.
It is. And then people kept pushing me. So Tina Burner is actually my drag mother.
Amazing.
It's crazy because like she said I will never have kids. I will never have kids. She mentored me, helped me out so much in the beginning, and she would push me. She was like, because I used to have a nasty attitude. I used to feel like
I could never see that.
I used to be a bad drag queen. Like it was bad, and I had the worst attitude. She had to curve it, and she had to teach me the right ways, and I learned. One day, Tina was like, "Why don't you just get in drag and put on a wig?" And I was like, I don't know. That's not my thing.
Was it a red wig?
Wait, was it?
No, because it's like Tina. Because like if
no. Yeah, but I think it was a red wig. I'll have a picture of it. It is horrible. So she was like, try it. I was like, no, I don't want to try. I don't want to try it. And then I finally just gave up. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll do it 1 week. My friend did my makeup, and I did it, and I won.
That's amazing. I love this story. You're just I'm going to go in there, they're going to eat it up, and that's it.
It was a mess, but I won. It was so weird, and I was like, wow, I feel great. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so happy that I did it, and then that just catapulted me into what's now the beautiful Egypt.
The real Egypt.
The real Egypt. Yeah.
Okay, so thinking about your performances. Actually, question: how many years have you been doing drag? So I have like a timeline in my head. Let's start there.
I started in 2017, the end of it. So it's
okay.
What would you say?
4 years almost, right? 4
and a half, almost 5.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so of over your 5-year career, do you have a performance in your head that sticks out as your favorite performance, and why?
It's not the most perfect performance, but I really love this performance because I put so much. What I put into this performance was how I view drag, and I wish that I would be more allowed to do it. So I did a competition at the Monster. It was called Look Queen with Bob the Drag Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did the competition, and it was the pageant at the end of the year. And I was like, what can I do that will set me apart from these girls? Because I know that these girls are going to come up with stunts and everything. And I was like, starting new, it was only my second year in drag probably. And I was like, let me think of this. So I took, you know how Dorothy is in Oz and the tornado hits and she's in black and white. And when she wakes up in Oz, she's in color. So I was like, why don't I put that in a projection screen and wake up in Times Square as me as Dorothy in color? And I had a camera follow me at 4 a.m. like through the train station, me walking up the stairs in Christopher Street, and then me walking on the stairs into the Monster. And like as I was walking on the stairs, I would walk on stage as Dorothy as I was dressed. So like I have a whole entire video like that I might perform.
I love that.
Yeah. It was so it took me so long to like edit all that, and like it was so rewarding for me because that's how I view drag should be. It's just it's a lot of freaking work to do that.
A lot of work, but it's an experience.
People were gagged. They were like,
yeah, I'm gagged just thinking about it.
Nobody had ever seen that. So I was like,
Okay, but so what's your least favorite performance you ever did?
My least favorite performance, I have a couple, but there is one that I fell. It was at the Monster again.
Oh no.
Yeah. So it was to River Deep Mountain High. And the second at the beginning, and then as the beat hit, I fell back. It was the worst performance of my life. The whole outfit kept breaking apart on stage.
Oh no!
So like the whole halter top kept falling out. Oh. I didn't know what boobs were, so I had stuffed it with somebody's leg warmers. They were
yeah.
I kept falling throughout it was like the worst time of my life, but we don't want to talk about that.
And how was that, like your first year?
It was close to my first year, yeah. And I was like,
you're like, no, that was last weekend, Sam.
I thought I looked great. I did fall though, so don't make fun of me.
No, whatever. But so last weekend was so that was the second time I've seen you. Mm-hmm. And what I love about your shtick is you always open at least with a live track or live performance.
I love live performances. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you take, let's say, a Shakira song, but then instead of using just the studio version, you use the live performance version of that song, and it just gets me so amped for you because you feel like you're at a fucking concert. Yeah, and I love that. You don't see that a lot. So what was it about that you realized like this is my shtick? I'm running with this.
I like doing live stuff because it the way that the artists perform when it's alive and the orchestration of it is, I think, in my opinion, is so cool. So like, when I'm sitting in the audience, if I was an audience member, I would want to feel like what you're feeling. Because it's one thing to use the recording of the studio, and then one thing to use that incredible thing that they created, and then plus I don't have to mix it and everything. It's already mixed. I
love that.
They already have the transition with the mashups, and I was like,
yeah.
She did it for me, so why not?
Yeah, I love that.
Tonight I am going to be performing my J-Lo.
Nice.
I hope I win.
I think you will. I have a feeling.
Who knows?
So outside of Egypt and outside of your secret psychology background, what other passions do you have?
Weird. I don't have any more.
Oh, come on.
I mean, I dancing was my passion to begin with. It was never drag or makeup or anything. It was because I started in theater, like a theater program when I was younger, and they had this class where it was an improv class. It was just improv dancing. And I started doing it, and the teacher was like, you should really look into modern dancing. And I took it from that, and I started going to Alvin Ailey, the Martha Graham School, and I started a career like of me dancing, and it was, I even performed at Lincoln Center.
That's amazing.
With the Joyce Theater with the Martha Graham Company, and it was so much like, I thought that was my passion at first, but then I hit a roadblock where I was doing this program at the Martha Graham School, and they would pay for like a scholarship of me, like eventually leading up to being in the company. And I went into the office one day, and it was after my fellowship had ended for like the junior program, and then after that you have to go into the adult program. And the director said, I don't think we're going to be able to give you a scholarship anymore, because we don't believe that you will be good enough for our company, and that you're too short. So she pulled me into the office and told me that, and she's like, we don't see a future for you here in this company, so we're not going to offer you any more scholarship. You can pay, but we're not going to offer you, because we don't see a future for you. So after that, that's what turned me off from dancing, and I started going the route of theater and just going with that, and it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, like it made me cry, but
look at you now.
Cares?
Hey, look at you now.
Yeah. I mean, I do still use my dancing
exactly
for what I do.
So fuck them.
Hopefully one day she'll see me. She's probably dead by now. I'm just kidding.
I would hope.
She was old. She was old. I was like, good riddance, bitch. But that was good too. I still am. But
what I want to know is, if so let's say there's like you befriend someone, right? And they're struggling to find their identity. You were saying like you're struggling to find like who Rovin is, but obviously part of who you are is you're gay and you're queer and you're part of the community. What advice could you give to someone who would possibly look up to you to help them come to terms with who they are? Like what was your coming out journey like, and how do you think you could use that to lift someone else up and give them some sort of like it gets better moment?
I mean, obviously, like growing up, I was bullied, and like and I know like in high school I was bullied. I didn't know what being gay was.
Same.
And like, because I didn't grow up with that in my family. Like I would always hear my mom. I don't know if she was like telling me in a way, but I didn't know that she didn't like gay people, this is like that. But she didn't know that I was gay. But like eventually, the more that she started to like, I didn't come out until I was 18.
Okay.
To her, and Same. I was scared to death to come out to her because of what I had heard her say like about gay people and like not accepting and like, and I was like, I have to, if I was a person that didn't know who they were and like needed some guidance, I would just say that I started loving who I was and like learning like that there are other people in the world that will love me, whether if I have my mom to love me or not. I started having a group of people around me that loved me for who I was. And I think that in itself helped me come out to my mom. And when I did come out, she was like, we cried and she's like, oh, I knew. And she's like, I still love you no matter what. Sometimes you have to trust that your parents will love you. If I don't know how to say, but like, it was so strange for me to come out to my mom. And I was like, I was scared to death. And when I did, I was like so liberated that I was like free, and I had nothing else to hide from her. I was hiding it the whole time, and it hurt me to hide it for 8 years from her because I started getting bullied when I was like in like 8th grade, and people would make like literally. I was by myself. I had literally 0 friends in high school, and like once I came out to her, it was all hell broke loose from there.
But isn't that how it happens? Do you look back? Because every now and then I'll see an old video of me from high school, and I was like, "Who was I kidding? I thought I was fooling everyone."
Me too.
You know?
Me too. I was like, did nobody know? I was a little fucking flame. Like, oh my God. I was like, I could not.
I know. Like, we thought we were like, yeah, I like girls. But like,
well,
not happening.
I was putting on a full face of beat every day. Oh my God. I thought I was the shit with my makeup. And I look at it and I'm like, you look like a fucking wax doll right now. If you see my prom. Oh my
God, you have to send me photos. You have to send me photos.
No, I am not sending you those things.
Please.
I want them to stay buried forever and ever. And I went to prom with a girl. It was my friend.
But like your face was beat though.
Oh, it was literally, I don't know how to say it, but it was the most cakiest face I have ever seen. Oily. I did not know about setting powder.
Oh my God.
I did not know about contouring. So I just put just one color all the entire face. And that was it. It was embarrassing to look at. And I know you're going to laugh at me, but
look at you now. But look at you now.
I learned not to put on makeup.
Yeah.
That's the point.
You kind of had to. You had no choice.
But yeah, like in high school, I was like, a little. I started coming out more at 11th and 12th grade. It took me that long.
So what advice would you give to someone though? Like at that age? So like at that age, because obviously now kids are safer. It's safer for kids to come out in 2021 than it was when we were in high school. I
mean,
so what would you tell them?
Although like I don't like cliques, like I would try to see if I could find somebody that I can connect with, whether it be like just one little friend or maybe like a guidance counselor, like somebody that you can talk to and not hide your feelings, because the more you hide them, the more that it will dig into you and like not let you come out sooner. I wish I could have come out sooner.
Same.
And have enjoyed my life a little more when I was younger, because I didn't have that path that like to be myself when I was younger, and I who knows where I could have been at this point if I would have came out earlier. You know,
because the problem with coming out later in life is not even so much amazing. I'm 18. It's a good time. The problem is, as queer men, we then have to kill off who we once were and then start over. There isn't a continuation.
We have to start over,
to start over. So we feel like we're now 18 years behind, while all of our straight friends are light years ahead.
I'm like all this gay culture and stuff like that. I don't know anything like that. And people like look at me like I'm like stupid, and I'm like, I came out late. I didn't have no gay friends around me, nobody to help me.
Same, yeah.
Me being gay, like actually learning about the gay culture, it was like when I turned 21 and when I was going out into the clubs.
Yeah,
and I was seeing everything for the first time, because I never got an illegal ID.
Or ID, yeah. No, it's a funny thing. I was always good about that. I was like, I'm not.
I was not good. I was scared.
Same. I never got like wasted until I was 21.
Me too.
Oh my god.
So like, literally, you can say that I started being gay like 8 years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
or 7 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very grateful for society being a lot more accepting.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a shame for people.
When I was like 13, 15, at that time, people were not accepting. I was still getting called faggot and everything. People would like follow me and like want to hit me. Because I live in like the hood. It's really bad here, but like people would follow me and like say really nasty stuff, and I never told that to people, like that I would get bullied in my own neighborhood, left and right, like, And imagine me being a little young gay boy
Yeah.
having grown ass men like
Mhm.
harass me and like being scared for my life. And I was like, you never know what, because they shoot here sometimes.
So let's go back to Miss Egypt.
Hmm.
Have you, will you, do you want to have your eyes set on being on RuPaul's Drag Race?
It's funny. That question gets asked so many times to me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's by people in the audience every time I finish a show or something like that.
Oh,
They're
really?
like, it, yeah, it. Although like every drag queen is like, oh my god, yes, yes, I want to be on it. I want to be on. I'm like, if you knew the amount of work that it takes to be on that show and the sacrifices that you have to do, like to have to make to be able to be on that show, you wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
To be
I
honest,
have friends. I have other drag performer friends who are like, if I'm asked, if it happens, sure, but it's not going to be something I'm striving to do. So that's why I had to ask you.
yeah, because I have, being that I'm Tina Burner's drag daughter, I've I've been in like, I've been in the close like friends of like the top drag queens of New York City since I started. So like I was around Bob, I was around Monet, I knew all these people, and like I've seen what that does to somebody that does get on that show, and it's exhausting mentally, and it will break you until you don't have anything else.
It changes your
like,
life. It'll
changes
your
your
entire life. Yeah.
It could be a make or break for your career.
Yeah. I mean, what's that thing they call? It's not it's a double-edged sword or something where it's like, like you win, but you also lose at the same time.
Yeah, because so like the gay community has made Drag Race a standard of a drag queen. If you're not on, you're not.
It's horrible.
Good.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So like, and what that show has done, to be honest, has been put all the little working drag queens in like the cities, and it has made them spend so much money to look like what the show portrays what drag is, which is horrible because I'm here, like, I don't make that. I try to make as much money as I can, but like, in order for me to look like I look every week, like how you see me, I have to spend so much money that people will never understand, like the amount of money that goes into hair, into the outfits. Every outfit is like custom made. The wigs are like over $300 each.
Is drag your full-time job? Okay.
It
so
is.
For example, the wigs behind you. Let's do Miss Yellow. What was her name?
Angelica.
Angelica. How much was Angelica?
That's an old one. I think that was two. I think, if I'm not mistaken. This,
or how about
this one?
Yeah. How about that?
This one right here was almost $3. Wow. That one, this one Tina gave me. It's an updo. That one was $500.
Whoa. How about the blue one?
The blue one wasn't that expensive, but like the ponytail ones that are there, those were like, what did I say, $300 each.
Wow. Yeah, people.
And the J-Lo one that you see me wear all the time, that one was $600.
Holy! Is it real human hair? Is that why?
It's human hair, yeah. But like the outfit alone was $800.
Jesus.
Yeah. So like, and like we get, all we get is 1099 forms from all these bars, so we have to pay taxes on top of paying for all this too. So some people have to pay like thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to look even close. And even on top of that, people have a hard time tipping drag queens $1. And it all goes back to RuPaul's Drag Race. If you don't look perfect, if your lace is showing, if this is why it's taking me so long for me to audition for it. I've never even looked at the tape because I know that Tina alone spent over $30,000 alone just to have new outfits, because everything now has to be brand new outfits.
Yep. Custom made, designer. It's a different game.
You have to have custom nails, custom lashes, custom hair, and It's crazy. And the girls don't think about this when they're signing up for that. And like, and they own you too, that contract.
Oh, I know. It leaked
Oh, they
recently.
own you.
For as long as they fucking want you. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
crazy.
Can't do shit without their permission.
Yep.
And I'm like, girls, know what you're signing up for because this is. I mean, if like you said, if I get offered, or if I like ever, who knows?
Yeah. What's your life mantra? What's something you tell yourself every day?
Be kind. I have it on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Be kind to yourself, I think, and be kind to everybody, like everyone you meet, because like I've always said, like you never know what people are going through.
Yeah.
So I always lead with positive energy towards people, and I think that's one of my faults too, because I always lead with so much kindness that people take advantage of it. But I will always,
God, yeah, I've been there 1,000 times.
I will always lead with kindness because I always tell my friends it takes nothing for you to be kind to somebody, but it takes everything for you to be nasty to somebody.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and I know those are simple words to be like be kind, but it really like I always believe in that.
Do you have tattoos?
So like, yeah, I do. Just one right here.
Okay.
It
says be kind.
It says freedom right here.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, I got that when I was 18.
And what does that represent for you?
When I came out.
Oh,
That's when I came. Yeah.
I just got chills. I don't know why. Like, I just got chills when you said that. I love that.
Yeah, when I came out, yeah, I put in. It hurt like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
But
on the bicep. Oh my god.
Guess where I got it though?
Where? Jail.
No. They will love me in jail.
I'd be everyone's favorite.
Yes. Do it.
Oh, I dropped the soap again. Oh no.
So there's this nail spot in my neighborhood, and they have a tattoo shop in the back.
No.
I went back there and got it. Do not judge me.
No. How is it? I'm surprised your arm didn't fall off.
Thank God I didn't get an infection.
Yeah.
It looks sanitary. He took the needle out of the packet. At least it wasn't a. Hey, what can I say?
I mean, it's just funny. Like, in the nail salon.
I was young. I was stupid.
Yeah.
Who cares? It was 30 minutes of painful gripping onto the chair. I've had piercings too, and I never, ever want them again.
I have one final question before we wrap this baby up.
Yes.
Outside of drag, outside of dance, outside of yelling at guys who don't wear masks at bars, what brings you joy?
What brings me joy? Alone time.
Yeah. Okay.
I freaking love alone time. I sometimes I let my phone die a lot of times just on purpose. I just go off by myself and walk and just let my mind.
You're telling me that, yeah.
Yeah, I just let my mind go because we never. Somebody always told me I never used to do this, and I'm like, always think of you because always think of number one. And number one will always be you, no matter who you are with, even if it's a wife or a spouse or like a boyfriend, girlfriend, you will always be number one and always take care of that because nobody else will take care of that better than you because you only know what you're feeling inside. Yep. Whether you can say everything that you're feeling, but you literally know what you're feeling inside. Yep. Because a lot of people are always scared of telling everything. Nobody will always be 100% honest. There will always be something that you keep to yourself, and I always take care of myself. And I had to learn that the hard way because I would always please everybody around me. Everybody. And I would end up getting hurt hurt so many times it's not even funny. So I started taking care of myself, and I don't even care about if people think I'm selfish. I'm selfish. Who cares? I took myself out to a movie yesterday.
Yeah,
and I walked.
You should normalize that. We need to normalize being alone. One of my favorite things I did pre-COVID when I would go on work trips is I would eat alone at restaurants. You know, and then because of that, I've now normalized me going out and taking myself out for lunch, and silence is okay.
I go. So like pre-COVID, I would go out to Broadway shows by myself. I wouldn't tell anybody. And then people were like, "You didn't invite me," and I'm like, "Yeah, I wanted to go alone because I enjoy my." It's weird how I never used to enjoy alone time, and I used to feel like a weirdo, and now I'm like, I actually prefer it. And actually, people are like, especially guys in dating and everything. Guys get intimidated by me because I'm so independent. And I listen. If you're intimidated by me as that I'm so independent, then you're really not for me.
No.
So like, I love my life so much,
and that's why I'm so happy that I met you.
Yeah,
I'm so happy.
I'm so excited that I met you. I was like,
I know.
When I saw your smile, because I pay attention from the stage, and I was like, I saw you smiling, and you were like, your eyes, and I pay attention to body language and everything. Your eyes just lit up like little light beams, and I was like, he's so excited to see me. I was like, let me go over to him because I like when people are that excited and they get to feel what I feel, like joy on stage. And I'm so happy that you enjoyed it.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for coming on the Shmee Show. Is there anything you want to add before we close out? Where can people find you? Drop all your info.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can follow me at The Real Egypt on Instagram. I am trying to get some followers, you know, I'm trying to get to 10,000. Because I want that swipe up notification.
I know. It's so stupid. You can't have that without 10K.
And I want to get more bookings because apparently you need followers now to get bookings.
It's all backwards.
Isn't that crazy?
I know.
Followers equate talent.
But you can just buy followers, which is like the whole thing is rigged. It's dumb.
Sure. And what are those followers going to do for you if you're in another city? They're not going to come over there.
Exactly.
Like, I don't get any of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's such a good point.
But this is what people like. But yeah, follow me at The Real Egypt on Instagram.
All right. Well, have a great rest of your day, Rovin. Thank you so much. And I'll be seeing you performing very soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.